Now, let's go to this Kate photo scandal. I can't believe we're talking about this, I think, for a third day now. But CNN has announced they will review all photos from the Princess of Wales after she admitted to experimenting with editing with her Mother's Day photo of her and her 3 children. A lot of people are accepting that explanation, Kosha. I've got to say, I said it yesterday, I don't buy it. I don't buy that Kate is the one who's responsible for these fake elements in this photo. I think she's been made to take the blame for someone else's mistake, although you would think the palace is, I don't know, media savvy enough to handle this a little bit better. This is a massive own goal. There is a theory online gathering steam. We brought it to you first last night, and it's now being reported widely that the photo that we saw is actually using an image from Kate from a Vogue cover shoot in 2016. That would be wild if that's true. I'm not sure if I believe that, Kosha, but I do believe Kate has taken the blame. I don't know who manipulated this photo. I don't know if they can actually release the real photo and tell us there's nothing more to this. It was just fixing up a couple of little things, because this has given birth to even sensible people coming up with all sorts of conspiracy theories about her absence, her health, why we're being presented with fake photos.
So true. It doesn't add up. All those things you mentioned don't add up. And whoever manipulated the photo, it was an unforced error. It would have been, obviously there was a void, or there's this demand from the public to know what's going on with her health. They felt the need to do something. It was Mother's Day. Somebody should have caught this. I also don't understand why it doesn't add up to me why she would have been made the fall guy in this. Like, why not name some unnamed photo editor from the palace?
One of her assistants, unnamed.
They do that all the time. So, like, why make her take the blame? That doesn't add up to me either. And just on the CNN thing that you mentioned, that's fine if they want to blow that out of proportion a little bit, but I would say that they have bigger issues. They've gotten a lot of reporting wrong. They settled with Nick Sandman and other cases in recent memory. Clean up that reporting before going after looking at all of the Princess of Wales's photos from the past.
Can you just see all the resources, people with a magnifying glass trying to figure out why the picture isn't looking as they expect? Now, of course, the internet has gone wild, manipulating the photo further for a few laughs. Many of these I can't show you, but here are a couple of the wholesome examples. I like this one. It's obviously a cat person has manipulated this image, and I think the North Melbourne Football Club will be happy with this one, which is also doing the rounds. Now, Harry and Meghan think they would never have made such an embarrassing mistake, because Meghan has a keen eye and freakish attention to detail. This is according to a close source. The source also says the couple would have been annihilated if they had secretly photoshopped images of themselves and their families. But hello, short memories. The Sun reveals this photo of the Sussexes announcing their pregnancy was heavily doctored. That tree, Kosha, wasn't even there. They photoshopped that tree into that photo afterwards. So it's interesting, though, isn't it, that no one really made a fuss about that. But with this, possibly because Kate hasn't been seen for months, it is a big issue.
Yep. I think that's part of it. Some nerdy people are describing the difference between the foreground and the subject of the photo and the background, and the trees, the background. So that isn't as terrible as the front, and like all sorts of people in the camps who are fighting, pitting the Sussexes against the Cambridges are having a field day with this. But again, it was an unforced error. I don't know why it happened, and hopefully it'll run its course, and we'll have more important things to focus on soon.
Well, this is more important. After decades of communism and Peronism in Argentina, the new government has just made some incredible ground. Javier Milei has slashed inflation and delivered the first monthly budget surplus in 12 years. He's called the Argentinian Trump, and he has managed to slow the world's highest inflation rate from 25.5% in December. That's just the monthly rate. He slashed it almost half to 13.2% in February. He's halved the value of the peso. He's made sweeping cuts to state spending and also streamlined welfare programs. It's early days, Kosha. We shouldn't get too excited. But how is Milei making such a dramatic impact so quickly?
Such a fascinating story. His whole election and then what he's done. I think it's 100 days in office. In that time, I think, the overarching issue here is he's racing against time. Like, the situation in Argentina is so dire that he is running against the clock, and that gives him license to really do drastic things that, frankly, other countries would benefit from, but it's not so bad yet, so nobody does it. So he has slashed, I think, 300 jobs in the federal government. He fired one person on the air, on TV, because he's also a master of media, so he knows how to make things travel. He removed pricing caps and things like that, which actually short-term increased inflation a little bit, but he did that because there's just too much involvement and interference by the economy, and he's trying to simplify those things. He's a free market guy. He did devalue the peso by 50%, which again initially had some negative blowback, but he had the courage to do it, and the reason, his theory for that is it'll make exports more affordable from Argentina, which will bring revenue in. So he's got a whole economic policy. He's fearlessly executing it, and I think the world is watching with fascination and learnings that we can take.